afternoon. Welcome to the Committee on Education. Members, the first item, we have several agendas, but the first agenda is a decision-making only. Unfortunately, we didn't have quorum to vote on the Friday agenda. So with that saying, our first item is House Bill 2774. This was a joint committee meeting with AEN and EDU. This is relating to local agricultural products. And my recommendation is to pass HB 2774 HD2, pass with amendments, effecting the date to July 1, 2050. Chair votes aye.
Okay, HB 2774 HD2 to pass with amendments. The chair votes aye. Vice chair votes aye. Senator Hashimoto.
Aye.
Senator Richards.
Aye.
Senator Favela.
Aye.
5 members present, all voting in the affirmative. Recommendations adopted.
Thank you. The next one is House Bill 1906 HD1, relating to making an appropriation for the Department of Education to promote student mental health. Recommendation of the chair is to pass with amendments, effecting the date to July 1, 2015. Chair votes aye.
Okay, HB 1906, House Draft 1, passed with amendments. Any member voting no, any member voting with reservations? Hearing none, 5 members present, voting aye. Recommendations adopted.
Thank you. For House Bill 2399 HD1, relating to the Hawaii State Public Library System, recommendation of the chair is to pass with amendments, effecting the date to July 1, 2050. Chair votes aye.
HB 2399, House Draft 1, passed with amendments. Any member voting no, any member with reservations? Hearing none, all members voting aye. Recommendations adopted.
Thank you. Final one on this agenda is House Bill 335 HD2, relating to the Department of Education procurement and exempting small purchases. Recommendation of the chair is to pass with amendments, adopting the proposed SD1. Chair votes aye.
Okay, recommendations HB 335 HD2, passed with amendments. Any member voting no, any member with reservations? Hearing none, all members voting aye. Recommendations adopted.
We're going to end this hearing. Thank you for joining us on the Committee on Education. This is our 3:05 p.m. agenda. We are in room 229. This meeting, including the audio and video of remote participants, is being streamed live on YouTube. You will find links to viewing options for all Senate meetings on the live and on-demand video page of the legislature's website. This Zoom meeting and YouTube live stream event will include the 3:00 p.m. agenda. No, the 3:05 p.m. agenda for the Committee on Education. In the unlikely event that we must abruptly end this hearing due to major technical difficulties, the committee will reconvene to discuss any outstanding business on Wednesday, March 20th, 2024 at 3:03 p.m. in room 229, and a public notice will be posted on the legislature's website. I'd like to take this time to remind our testifiers that due to time restrictions on our hearings, we will be limiting testimony to 1 minute per testifier per bill. For people participating remotely, please remain muted and video disabled until shortly before it is your turn to testify. When I call your name, unmute yourself and your time will begin. After your minute is completed, staff will mute you so that we can move this hearing along in an orderly and efficient manner. Members, please hold any questions until testimony on all measures is heard. First item on the agenda, House Bill 1652 HD1, relating to tax credits, establishes a state income tax credit for qualified expenses incurred by certain individuals employed by the Department of Education, a public charter school, the Hawaii State Public Library System or as part of a Head Start program in a school. To testify, Superintendent, please.
Hello, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee, Sean Bacon, on behalf of the department, we stand on our written testimony and support. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. Yuku Arikawa Cross.
We stand on our written testimony and support.
Thank you. Gary Suganuma.
Afternoon, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee, Quentin Piper, Department of Taxation. We'll stand on our written comments. Just note, we do have one recommended amendment to clarify the scope. The scope of the tax credit. We believe this is in conformance with Section 1 purpose. Thank you.
Thank you. Osa Tui,
Good afternoon, HSA stands on its written testimony.
in support.
And support, yes.
Thank you. Tom Yamachika,
Not present on Zoom, Chair.
for Tax Foundation of Hawaii, offering comments. Is there anyone else here wishing to testify on this measure? Okay, if not, moving on. House Bill 2384 HD2 relating to the School Facilities Special Fund, changes of means of financing for a portion of funds appropriated for deposit into the School Facilities Special Fund to expand pre-kindergarten student capacity within state from general funds to general obligation bond funds. Repeals the funds appropriated into and out of the School Facilities Special Funds by Act 257, Session Laws of Hawaii 2022 as amended. To testify, Louis Salaveria, Director, Budget and Finance. He says we can spend all the money we want. He is in support. Ricky Fujitani, Interim Executive Director, School Facilities Authority.
Hi, good afternoon. We'll stand on our testimony with comments.
Thank you, Ricky. Is there anyone here wishing to give testimony on this bill? Seeing none, moving on to our final bill. House Bill 1651 relating, HD2, relating to the safety of educational workers, requires the Department of Education and public charter schools to take certain steps to report incidents of harassment and implement procedures for handling harassment of educational workers. To testify, Department of Education Superintendent.
Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee, and Sean for the Department of Education, we stand on our written testimony providing comments and recommending amendment.
Thank you. Ed No, State Public Charter School Commission.
Hi, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee, we, at no Director of the Charter Commission, we stand strongly in support of this.
Thank you, Ed. Ann Horiuchi, Attorney General's Office.
Good afternoon, Chair Kidani, Vice Chair Kim, members, and Horiuchi, Department of the Attorney General. In the interest of time, I'll just state that in our testimony, we've suggested some clarifying amendments to be made to the bill. I'll be available for questions.
Thank you, Ann. Kamakana Kaimuloa, UPW, in support. Inger Stonehill.
Hi, good afternoon, Chair Kidani, Vice Chair Kim, and committee members. I've been an educator for 20 years, and I'm here to support this bill, which is aimed at addressing unlawful harassment in the workplace of educational workers. Even the Senate itself acknowledges the seriousness of harassment and has its own policy. We want to also establish clear and enforceable guidelines to prevent and address such behaviors in all workplaces. This bill presents a framework for identifying and combating unlawful harassment By defining the rights of educational workers, it ensures that everyone in the DOE is aware of their obligations. It places a strong emphasis on the employer's responsibility to promptly investigate and address any allegations of harassment. This proactive stance is crucial in fostering a safe and inclusive work environment. Harassment takes a toll on the mental health and job satisfaction of educational workers, leading to decreased engagement and increased turnover rates. We can uphold the rights and dignity of all employees and foster safe learning environments for students and teacher success. Thank you.
Thank you. Lindsay Chambers.
Hello, Chair Kidani, Vice Chair Kim, and members of the committee. As stated in a Hawaii News Now report over the weekend, the mantra, if you see something, say something, is a fundamental lesson urging us to speak up when we sense danger. Numerous victims have voiced their concerns to DOE and BOE officials, yet little to nothing changes. Worse still, many who speak out face retaliation, silencing victims and perpetuating a dangerous cycle. HB 1651 isn't asking for anything excessive. It is looking for a basic system-wide response procedure that should have been established long ago. The liability now rests on the shoulders of state leaders who have been made aware that there is a serious safety problem in our public and charter schools. We cannot continue to allow more rights and freedoms to harassers while ignoring victims. Thank you for the opportunity to testify.
Thank you. Osatui.
Good afternoon, HSA stands on its written testimony and support.
Thank you. Is there anyone else here wishing to come forward, please? State your name.
Chair Kidani, Vice Chair Kim, and committee members. My name is Sean Whitwer. I'm a special education teacher from Farrington High School, and I support HB 1651. At the end of the last school year, my family and I were harassed on social media, and I was physically threatened through emails by a parent of one of my former students for an incident related to enforcing the electronics use policy in my classroom. For nearly 6 months, I attempted to secure a TRO to protect myself from an irrational parent who didn't respect the boundaries of civility and my professional and private life. During this time, I navigated the legal process and interactions with law enforcement and the judicial system alone, as the situation was treated as a personal matter by the DOE. Ultimately, I wasn't able to secure a TRO. I've worked for the DOE for 25 years, and I believe that I and my fellow educators deserve better than this. I believe the policies outlined in HB 1651 will fully support and adequately protect educators who face harassment, and I respectfully ask that you support HB 1651 in its current form. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. Go Govs.
Go ahead. Yep.
Anyone else here wishing to testify on this measure? If not, recess. Reconvening the Committee on Education. Senator Kim will sing a song while we wait for Senator Favela.
Senator Favela, we're gonna vote.
We are the governors
Yes, of Kali. We're gonna win this game today. We can run and kick and pass.
That was for our
That's for our Farrington
speaker for
teachers.
Farrington. Well, we're going to go ahead with the vote.
Yes.
If Senator Favela is nearby, we are going to vote.
Karen, you take this.
Okay, for House Bill 1652 HD.
Okay.
Must have been our
Your
song.
recommendation.
So 1652 HD1, recommendation, this is relating to tax credits.
We delayed this
We
one.
sang a song waiting for you to come back.
Farrington song.
relating to tax credits, the recommendation of the chair is going to be to pass with amendments. And the amendments to include DOE taxes testimony regarding definition of qualified expenses. Questions, members?
Discussion, Madam Chair?
Yes.
I'd like to also recommend that we put in the committee report some of the concerns raised by the Tax Foundation about that these monies has been appropriated, the system that is frustrating. Instead of using tax system to compensate these teachers, first consideration should be fixing the system. And I agree that, we should be fixing the system. The teachers shouldn't have to be outlaying it. So I'd like something to that nature put in the committee report about that. And there's others in the tax credits that they mentioned. So if we could
Provide
incorporate
that
that,
to the
yes.
committee.
we'll do that.
Yeah, agree. Further discussion? Chair votes aye.
Chair votes aye. House Bill 1652, House Draft 1 with amendments. Any members present wishing to vote with reservations or opposition? Hearing none, all 5 members present, measures adopted.
Thank you. For House Bill 2384 HD2 relating to the School Facilities Special Fund, recommendation of the chair is to pass with amendments, and we're going to amend Section 1A. The sum appropriated shall be expended by Department of Education, replace School Facilities Authority, amend Section 302A-1706C. School Facilities Special Fund shall be administered by Department of Education. Reflect other changes throughout the section 302A-1701 through 1708. To pass with amendments. Members, questions? Chair votes aye.
Okay, chair votes aye. House Bill 2384, House Draft 2 with a Senate draft. Any member voting negative? Any member voting with reservations? Hearing none, 5 members present, and recommendations adopted.
Thank you. And our final bill, House Bill 1651 HD2 relating to the safety of educational workers. Members, I want to defer this decision-making to Wednesday, March 20th at 3:02 p.m. in this conference room 229. Thank you. This meeting is adjourned.